So let us discuss today. Unit number 1 has been completed. Then we'll move to unit number 2. So let me open that unit number 2 for you in your syllabus. So look at this particular unit number 2 in our syllabus. Everything has been repeated as far as unit number is being concerned here. Look at this decision structures, if, else, if, and so on and so forth. And then while loop, for loop, and running calculation and input, everything has been replicated here. Okay, all these things are same in terms of unit number 1 and unit number 2. So that is why I'd like to, my interest is today, my interest is to give you some number of programs, exercise programs to you. And let me close this particular session by taking some number of programs up to this particular area. Okay, that is my interest today. And we will have this class only spending time with programs. So let me go ahead and look about this particular programs here. So look at this. These are the Python programming lab. We will complete today this one. So unit already we have taken 1, we have taken 2 also. You people have written this particular 1 and 2 programs as assignments in the previous assignment session. So today we would like to consider third exercise, fourth, fifth, and sixth exercise. All these exercises are supposed to be taken into consideration for discussion today. And in addition to these, I'd like to also specify binary what do you call decimal to binary conversion. This also I'd like to give you. Okay, based on this, already I have promised you to have some number of programs. I mean, assignment number of programs on Saturday itself. After that, I thought that you have another set of assignments are there with another subject, so that is why I have discarded. I have changed my mind and I have discarded the giving of assignments to you on Saturday or Friday, something like that, Friday. So today I'd like to give you some number of assignments to you people, how these things will be taken into consideration on discussion of so this one, I mean third, fourth, and fifth operations. Already we have seen, but even then we'd like to go ahead and write some number of programs for this one. Okay, let us consider this particular program first, decimal to binary conversion first, and then followed by 3, 4, 5, and 6. All these are supposed to be taken into consideration today. Okay, let us have a look regarding to this program. First, decimal to binary conversion. What exactly you are required here is, while converting this particular number, you would like to generate something like this. So first one is quotient, followed by remainder, and followed by actual binary value. So for example, let us take the value as 10. This is the decimal value I have taken as input for my program. So then, while generating this particular 10 into binary, so it could be generated something like this. So quotient will be 5. So because 10 modulus of 5 will be 10 modulus of 2 will be equal to 5, and then remainder will be 0, and then the binary equivalent value will be 0. And followed by, so quotient will be 2, remainder is 1 here, so time 1 here, and it could be considered as 0, 1. Okay, 1, 0. Okay, so then followed by quotient is 0, and remainder is 2 ones. No. Quotient is 1. Sorry, quotient is 1. Remainder is 0. and your binary equivalent value could be seems like this here. Seems so 0 1 0, and then finally, so if you consider quotient will be equal to 0, so remainder is 1, and your number will be 1 0 1 0. This is the way to produce. Output must be seen in such a format. Okay, this is the format you are expected to produce. I'm taking one particular simple example here. That example will be seems like this. If your input will be, so input will be equal to 10 for our program. So this is the way which could be produced as output here. Okay, as output will be same in such a format here. Okay, for this particular thing, we would like to use three different types of issues here. Issue number one is formatting output. Formatting output. Formatting output in the sense, already we have discussed what is the formatting output in the previous classes. The formatting output will be always get starts with percentile. I guess you have remember this particular point. I guess you have been gone through this particular video also. So percentile, some number 5, so some d, but it is decimal integer d. So percentile, so some 6.2 float. If it is float, it could be taken something like this. Percentile, some so 15 or 20. Yes, that is if it is a string, something like this. If it is positive, right aligned. If it is negative, left aligned. Already we have taken all these issues in the previous session or in the previous video. We have discussed each and everything. Formatted output will be taken into consideration. And second thing is we are trying to use plus operation on strings. So these are the 2 points we'd like to introduce. So in this particular program, these 2 points are required to write this particular program here. So let us have a look how this could be written in this particular Python. Let us take this one here. Control N. Let me create one new program for you. So here, so let me take some input. So decimal value input will be equal to integer. So input of enter. Okay, enter. So a decimal integer without having any what shall I say? What shall I say? Without having any decimal places, you have to enter the integer. Okay. So, for example, if decimal integer, whatever the input you have been taken, that particular value will be equal to 0. Equal to 0, what shall we have to produce as output? Output will be print. Output will be simply it is 0. No need to specify any other operation. So simply it is 0. Otherwise, if a situation will be demands you not exactly equal to 0, then you have to follow your operation. Okay, then you have to follow your operation. As I said just before, so you have to display the quotient, the remainder, the binary here. So therefore, we would like to display that one first. Print. So QUOTIENT, quotient, 1 space, remainder, 1 space. So binary number. Binary number. Okay. So let us take this particular output in such a form here. Okay. What else the problem? Still it is waiting up. Yes. Then followed by I'd like to consider the string which is being converted here. So binary, okay, BSTR, binary string will be equal to initially it is empty string which doesn't have any information. Then followed by what exactly I am trying to do here is while, so whatever the value you have been taken here, that value will be, I guess you know how to convert this number using your DLD or CO. Similarly here also we have to consider here D is greater than 0 up to this particular point. What exactly we are trying to do here is some remainder will be equal to, so D modulus of 2. Obviously you could get your value. you could get your reminder here. After getting this particular reminder, then what exactly we are trying to do, you have to cut the coefficient value right away from points to your floor decimal value. Floor decimal value could be, so let me consider D will be equal to D, so floor division by 2. It could be cut down. So then after that, what exactly we are trying to perform here is, you have to create a new string. Already we have created one particular string here. Already it has been created here. You have to create one more string, and that string is being appended to actual B string which was created by us just before. How could you do here in the sense, BSTR, B string will be equal to, so STR of REM, whatever the value which is there with the remainder, plus, so already existed B string here, already existed the string here, that is BSTR. What does it means? What exactly it could be created here in the sense, so B string does have a single null character here, so it is already there, and for example, the remainder might be, for example, REM. After executing this particular statement, REM might be having 0, for example. You please consider as 0. So it could be because of this particular statement, STR of so REM will be creates you 10 something like this. It could be creates you something like this. How it could be 0 will be created here, something like this. Then because of this particular plus operation, both will be concatenated. How this could be concatenated here in the sense, so concatenation will be happen. So first 0 followed by your empty string. So because it is empty string, there is no problem. It could be generated something like this. For example, this loop will be continued for second time and will be generated 1 as remainder. For example, if you consider, will be generated 1 for the remainder for the second time. What exactly it is being happening here? So in the second step, same kind of operation will be seen in such a way. So in second step, already STR possesses 0 as its value in the previous execution. Right now, remainder will be equal to 1. As I said, it is 1, so that it could be created one more string. That string is 1 here. And so STR of reminder plus B string. So STR of reminder in the sense that is 1. And previously we do have 0 with us. So finally, you got this particular value as output after second iteration. If number of iterations will be gets continued, and based on the remainder value, everything will be produced and appended together in such a form. So that is the explanation for this particular statement here. Okay, that is the explanation for this particular statement here. And then after getting this one, you have to print everything here. Print. So formatted print must be taken. So print, formatted print will be, so percentile 5D or 6D, you can consider anything here, followed by percentile 5D again. What is this remainder? Yes, 5D again. Then followed by percentile, so 12F, because here you have been generated some particular value here. That value must be so generated in right alignment format here. So totally 12 digits, up to 12 digits you could be produced here. If you want to increase more number of digits, instead of 12 you have to increase 15, 20, 25, something like that. Okay. So followed by in formatted output, already I have told you. So there is no comma. Instead of comma, percentile will be put into account and open your brace, and you have to specify. First one is actually coefficient. Coefficient will be stored where? So the coefficient will be stored at D. So that is D here, and the remainder has been stored at so this particular REM. So place REM here. So then where exactly our actual binary string conversion here at BSTR. BSTR. You have to store this one here. Okay, and this procedure will be continued for number of times until D will be equal to 0. If D will be equal to 0, your process will be gets over. Okay, after completion of this one, so what you are supposed to specify here, print. So the binary equivalent value, the binary EQA equivalent. Equivalent value is, we have to produce that particular value, that is BSTR. Whatever the value you have with you in BSTR, that could be produced as the output here. Okay. I have taken everything as an explanation point of view. Okay. And this is the way you have to produce. Let me explain one more time. You need to identify the remainder on percentile 2. I mean, modular division of this particular D. And then you have to reduce the value from. So, for example, it could be 10. 10 will be reduced by, so 10 divided by 2 will be gives you 5. So, quotient will be 5. So, this is floor division operation. So, because it is integer, so that we have to consider floor division operation only. Then you have to append the strings in such a form by using the remainder here, and then print them, and this procedure will be continued for several number of times. Okay. So let us save this one with a particular name. Where exactly I have to save the same procedure. Where exactly Python and the programs. The program name is decbin.py. Okay, decimal to binary .py. Okay, that has been saved. Then you have to run this one here. So it will be asking you one input here, that is 10. So, what is that? Must be real number, not, okay, let me check it out at 11th line. What is the problem here? What could be the problem here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Sorry, this is not F actually. This is yes. Yes, string. That is string, not float value. So that is the problem here. Let me save this one more time. Let me run about this one here 10 again. So you could consider something like this. Okay, first one is 5. Whatever the explanation I have given before going to take this particular program. So 5, 2, 1, 0. So the coefficients will be first one 5, then followed by 2, then followed by 0, then followed by 0 again. And the values have been assigned in such a way. Finally, the equivalent, binary equivalent value for 10 will be 1010. You can execute for number of times. So for taking the output for different kinds of values here, let me say that is 25. For example, it could be 25. For example, what is the output here? Yes, this is the output here. You could consider, and in this way, you have to produce your output here. Okay, binary equivalent values 111001. Okay, so in this way, you can produce your binary equivalent values for a decimal value here. Okay, so this is the program you need to consider here. Okay, then I'll send all these programs through Google Classrooms, and you'll go through it, and you have to also go through the video if you have any questions. Okay, then so save as with another name. That name is so exercise 3.py. We are trying to perform the exercise, that is 3. So what exactly we are trying to perform here is write a program that uses for loop to print the numbers 8, 11, so 14, 17, 20, and so on and so forth up to 89. So you please observe the difference. The step value between 8 and 11 will be 3, 11 and 14 will be 3 again, 14 and 17 will be 3 again, and so on and so forth. You have to start with 8 and ends with 89. So for this particular program, we are trying to use range method. In range method, already we have seen initial value could be taken into consideration, but final value cannot be taken. So that whatever the final value you have, that value plus 1 must be taken into consideration. Plus 1 must be taken into consideration. So for doing this particular operation, what exactly you are supposed to write here in the sense, the problem is so stipulated problem. There is no input which could be taken into consideration for this particular problem. So this is stipulated, starting with 8 and ending with 89. So that 2 lines of code is enough. For I in the range of initial value is, what is the initial value for this one is, that is 8. Then followed by what is the final value? Final value is 89. So obviously we need to consider plus 1. That is 89 plus 1 will be 90. Followed by the step value is 3. step value is 3 here. Okay, then we simply print the value here, that is I. Okay, before going to close this parenthesis, we'd like to consider at the end, we'd like to print some space, 1 or 2 spaces, so that you could produce each and every data in this single line. Okay, so let me save this one and run this particular program. You can see 8, 11, 14, 20, and so on and so forth, 83, 86, 89. So does it the same program or not? Okay, yes. So that is the output which is being taken into consideration. In this way, you have to produce the output. So that is why Python is very simple when compared to all other languages. Okay, look at this. You just write. You have written only one statement, single statement. Okay, no need to take the main and no need to take open brace declarations of variables. Nothing is required here. Okay, simply you have to write only single statement here. So this is what about the exercise 3. And then let me save it as one more name. That name is exercise 4. Exercise 4.py. What is our exercise 4? Exercise 4 will be write a program that asks user for their name and how many times it could be printed. So you need to take 2 inputs. One is your name, and second one is how many times you are trying to print out that particular value. And the program should be print out the user's name for specified number of times. For example, name is Newton, and I would like to print Newton for 5 times. So we maybe take Newton as one input, and second one is number of times as input. So that is 5. So Newton, Newton, Newton for 5 times it could be done. So this particular program could be written for 3 to 4 ways. Let us write the basic and fundamental way. So in Python here. So first one is let me take name is equal to input. Like to take the input here. So enter your name, whatever the name you are interested. Yes, you can take it. Then number of times will be equal to number of times is an integer. So that integer. So input. So enter how many times you repeat. Otherwise, you print your name. Number of times. How many times you are interested to print your name? Yes, you can take it. After taking this one, simply speaking, print basic, very much fundamental value, fundamental kind of operation will be print. So your name, NAME into number. Okay. Already we have seen this particular operation over strings in the beginning, in the so first or second class of this particular Python class. Okay, it could be enough. It could be enough, and let me run this particular thing. Let me take the input as so let me say Newton. Okay, and let me print for 5 times or 6 times. Okay, Newton, 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 and so on. Okay, number of times. This is one way to print out this particular program. And second way will be using the same, this is the first way, and the second way will be, let me save this one with another name, that is 4.1 or 4a, for example. So you may be taken this particular input and then using for loop for I in range of 1 comma, actually upper bound cannot be taken into consideration, so that +1 could be taken, NO +1. Okay, NO +1. And then what exactly we're trying to print here? Print name. That's all. Print name. Okay, this is another way to print the same program, same output. So using another way. Okay. Let me take it as Newton. How many times? It is 6 times. Okay. So in this way, you can print it out. Of course, you have to. If you want to print in the same similar fashion, so you please write one more extra here. That is end. END is equal to one space, simply single space. Otherwise, if you don't want any space here, you just put out something like this. So again, Newton, Newton, okay, then followed by 6 times. It could be produced in such a way. It could be produced in such a way. This is another way. One more way will be, so you have to produce exercise 4b. Okay, let me consider. So same thing. So you have to take with while loop. So I will be equal to 1. So while I less than or equal to NO, I less than or equal to NO, and then you have to print out the same like this. Yeah, like this. Okay, this is another way, and I will be gets increased. I plus equal to 1. I must be increased by 1 because loop initiator will be so incremented up to less than or equal to n. So this is another way to print the same. Okay, let me run out this particular thing also here. Okay, look at this. Look at this. So Newton for 6 times again. Okay, it will be produced in such a way. Newton, 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 and so on. If you are interested to put any space in between each and every word, so you just put some space here. You just put one particular space here, then it could be very easy to so write here. Newton. Okay. So for 6 times or 8 times, how many number of times you are interested? Yes, you can place that particular thing. These are the 3 different ways to be print, and the first way is a very fundamental way. So we have a facility to print or to repeat the string for number of times using multiplication operator or star operator. So that is very much fundamental operation. And second one is using range with for, and third one is so counted control loop, that is while. Okay, you could consider any one of these. You could consider any one of these, and you have to continue. Okay, then followed by next one is so produce this particular thing by using for. Produce this particular thing by using for here. So okay, already I have given 1 1 2 1 2 1 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Instead of printing 1 2 3 and so on, you just print only star here. Okay, however, let me show you. Let me save as this one using exercise so 5.py. Okay, so here also you may be taken some kind of input here. That input will be so n number where n will be the input here, n equal to input, enter how many rows. If you take a table 1, there is no problem at all. How many rows? Okay, then specifically you have to use only for here. So therefore, so for I in so the range of so 1 comma n plus 1. Okay, because n, if you take n only, upper bound cannot be included into your program's final value, so that the plus 1 can be taken into consideration. And then again one more for j in so range of so 1 comma I plus 1. I will be equal to 1 in the sense, 1 comma 0 in the sense it could not give any sense to you. So that plus 1 can be taken here also. Then you have to print. So for the first time, you'd like to print j value, sorry, star, not j value, star. So followed by comma, end is equal to 1 space, single space. Okay. This is for the particular line. Then after completion of the jth loop, you must be come to so print. So you need to change the what do you call the row, so that the end will be equal to backslash n. So it will be goes to next line. Okay, that's all. There ends the matter. We'd like to see this one for a while. So how many rows here in the sense? I'd like to consider some 5 rows. So what is this? A range is not defined. RANGE, sorry. So instead of range, RAGNE, I have written something like this, RAGNE. So that is the problem here. So that let me open this one. RANGE. So that is the problem here. So that is the error message which was received by us. So let me say that is 5. One moment, please. There is my cursor. Yeah. So 5. Yeah, 5. It could be produced in such a way. Okay. Whatever the output you are expected, same kind of output will be displayed here. Okay. So this is the way to produce the output. Up to this, it is okay because you people have applied the same kind of issues in your previous languages also. But this particular thing, whatever the next exercise 6, it could be somewhat different to you. So for doing the operation for this particular thing, so we have to include, so exercise 6 will be, let me copy this one to notepad for explanation point of view. So exercise 6 will be done something like this. So look at this, you have to ask or you have to generate a random number between, so 1 to 10, 1 and 10, and ask the user to guess the number which is printed based on the specific value. Random number in the sense, so for example, it is random is one particular method which is related to statistics actually, okay, which is related to statistics. So right away from 1 to 10, so it has been generated one particular value. So for example, let me consider that is 4. It has been generated for the first time. So let me consider that is 4. Now, what exactly you are trying to perform here is, so you have to give some kind of inputs. Okay, you have to give some kind of inputs, and that input will be always guess that whether the randomly generated value will be equal to your so inputted value or not. Okay, if I would give some 1, so you have to specify 1 is very less value than the randomly generated value. So if I would give some 6, it is very huge value when compared to larger value when compared to randomly generated value by the random statistical function. If I give 4, yes, it is equal. Yes, my guess is correct. First guess is wrong, second guess is wrong, third guess is okay, it is correct. Something like that. For this particular point of view, so we have to generate the specific so output here. For doing this particular business, so let us take one particular thing here. So here, as and when any kind of such kind of programs you have to return in the sense, so random value cannot be generated without the package. So that we have to import the package by using so one specific command, that is import, import the package name. Package name will be random. So let me explain this particular random in the next class, because it is not necessary at this moment. We just use only random integer value only, so that we have to take this particular import extra statement. So far we haven't used any import in our okay, import math has been used in the previous classes. So of course, instead of math we have to use one more pack. That package is random. Okay, for doing this particular operation, how it could you could done. Let me save as exercise 6. Exercise 6 here, 6.py. And let me consider, first one is import. So the package name is random. Okay, we have to import the package as random. And let me take the value, so lower bound value. So 1 to 10 already given, but for generic point of view, let me type lower bound is equal to integer of input of enter lower bound. Okay, lower bound value. Okay, similarly, so upper bound, for random you must have 2 different types of values, that is lower bound value and upper bound value. Upper bound is equal to so integer input of so upper bound also. We have taken 2 different types of values here. Then using lower bound and upper bound and your random function, you have to generate one value that must be stored at one particular place, that is RAN will be equal to, okay, RAN will be equal to, so random random dot random integer. Random is a package and randint is one method which is being there within that particular package. Tomorrow we shall see each and every So package which are available with random package here. Okay. So what is the upper bound, lower bound value? Lower bound is LB, comma upper bound is UB. Okay, lower bound is LB and upper bound UB. So now RAN could be have one value. That value could be generated by random integer method. Okay. After taking this one, what exactly we are trying to perform? So you need to initiate some count will be equal to 0, and you have to consider that while so true. Okay, it is we don't know when exactly the output will be gets when exactly the guess will be correct, so that we have to consider while true loop. While true loop can be taken because it is not supposed to be guess that how many number of iterations could be taken. So that is why we would like to consider this particular loop will be with the while true loop. Okay. Now, taking this one, so you need to consider, so count will be first increased by 1. So that is plus equal to 1 here. Then followed by, you have to take some kind of input here. Okay. GUSS, guess will be equal to, okay, integer input of enter enter your guess. Okay, you have to enter your guess here, taking this particular guess for several number of times. And you have to give the information to the person, I mean the user, that whether your guess will be less than the random value or greater than the random value. So that if so this particular guess is less than our actual random value, that is RAN, then what exactly you are trying to specify here is you just print a particular value, that print of too small value. Print, you have to produce as too small. Just to give information to the person. Okay. Else if GUSS is greater than a random value, then obviously you could consider print so too larger value. Okay, too larger value. Otherwise you have to print that. Yes, you could consider print. So you did it in yeah. Guess has taken comma COUNT comma times. In these times, you have to produce your guess output. Okay, so that is what. So trial and error method. This method is obviously called as a trial and error method. So this trial and error method will be seen in such a way. Okay, let me save this one. Let me execute this one for a while. So upper lower bound is actually 1, and upper bound is actually that is 10. Yes, enter our guess. Let me consider that is 2. Guess is name guess is not defined. Okay, one moment please. Let me GUESS. Sorry, GUESS. I'm sorry, GUESS. Okay, that is the problem here. Let me run this particular program for a while. One is lower bound, upper bound is 10. Let me enter 2. So too small. It is too small. Okay, let me enter 8. It could be 2. Okay, the random value which has been generated is 8 only. Okay, so okay, the program is still continued, so that because one small mistake was happened here, that is it is infinite loop here actually. While true is infinite loop. After getting your operation, then you have to specify break. Break must be there here. Without break, your loop cannot be break now. So let me generate this one here. Lower bound is 1, upper bound is 10. So guess will be 1. Yeah, 1 is the random value which was generated. Okay, let me execute for one more time. So 1 and 10. So that is 8. Too large, 2. Too small. Let me say 4. Again too small. Then it is 6. Again too small. 7. Yes, you got it. 5 times you have been taken. Look at this. you could not succeeded for this particular this particular input. Now this could not be succeeded, this could not be succeeded, and so on and so forth. For 5 times you have been taken to guess the particular random value which has been generated by the random, so randint function or randint method here. So that is why it could be considered. So this is the way you have to write your program. Okay. So these are the specific programs which we would like to discussed here. And tomorrow, today, not tomorrow, today we would like to finish up this particular program session, and I'll give you some assignments to you, and there must have some deadline for assignment. You please submit your assignments in a proper way. So let me show you how many number of you have been missed this particular number of people have missed the assignment number 1. So you could see your names. You could see how many times you have been missed out this particular names. You please see. Okay. Site can't be reached. Why? One moment. It will be open for you. Yeah. So Google Classroom, let me open, and you'll see how many of you have missed. Probably today 26 or 25 people have connected. Do you miss or not? You have to know. I'll show you. I'll show you. It's opening. Yeah, Python class. So 59 students have registered through this particular Google Python class. Then go ahead to grades, and you could see your grades will be seen like this. So go look at these grades here. So Adip Kumar missed, Akhila missed, Amar missed, Arun missed, Ashwani missed, and then Bhanu missed. Okay, Indra Sena missed, and then Devashish missed, and then Indra Sena again. Second time he is, I don't know why he was connected for second time. He was also missed. Veresh Kumar missed. Yashwant Kumar missed. Of course, Gopal Reddy myself only. I did not perform this one here. I am also missed. So Ajay missed, Jay missed, and then you could consider Kot Reddy, he's missed, and so on and so forth. You could see how many number of people of you have missed here. Okay. So Hussein B, she has submitted, but I did not find any Google form or any other thing. So program has not been submitted by her. So that is why I haven't given him any marks here. I haven't awarded any marks here. Okay, like this. You people have missed Radha, Lakshmi, Venkat. So like this, all these people are missed. So for the second time, I'll give you some more exercises today as assignment. Don't miss those assignments to next time. Okay. So be cautious to attend the assignments, because your attendance and finally marks, these marks also be taken into consideration. So you please observe, I have given out of out marks here. So don't miss them. Don't miss them. Okay. Don't miss them. Okay. So we'll meet by tomorrow with a new topic.